Kyle Larson's double in 2025, which featured efforts at the Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600, was intended to make motorsport history. Instead, it concluded as a cautionary tale. No one did this better than Dale Earnhardt Jr. himself. In a series of brutally honest observations, the NASCAR Hall of Famer questioned the realities, priorities, and even the hype. Dale Earnhardt Jr. witnessed Kyle Larson try the double for the second consecutive season, hoping to race and compete in both the Indianapolis 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. As the motorsports world now knows, things did not go well for the Hendrick Motorsports driver. While the two-time Daytona 500 winner believes the weekend began with a lot of optimism, there was little left by the end of Sunday night. All the way up until the start of the Indy 500, there was a positive vibe around it, Earnhardt Jr. stated. Like, alright, this is going to be cool, Larson, doing the double. We've got a guy to watch that's going to do the double. He went out there and he struggled, had a bad run at Indy. There were some pot shots in terms of public opinion about it. Then Larson came to Charlotte and hit the wall, and his day spiraled from there. So there's this interesting conversation in social media around, there's people that want to see him do it again. There's people that are big Larson fans. Hey, you have bad days. Then there's the other side that's like, well, I guess he's not as good as you say. I'll say this, I admire Larson's ability. I admire Larson and anyone who's willing to be humbled. It takes more balls to be humbled than it does to get in something comfortable and fast. It doesn't impress me for a guy to get in something that he's familiar with and go out and kick everybody's ass. That doesn't impress me as much as seeing someone get into something they don't know well, even if they fail. I'm more impressed by that than anything else. Earnhardt Jr. admired Larson's determination, but expected the NASCAR Cup Series driver to perform better in IndyCar. It reminded him of Kurt Busch's top 10 finish in the Indianapolis 500 and how difficult the feat is. I think we expected Larson to do better at Indy, but you could see the signs that it was a struggle this year. Think about Kurt Busch. Many years ago, he went up there and ran 6th. I don't think we really appreciated just what Kurt had done, Earnhardt Jr. added. We were like, he made it look too easy. Now we all think our Cup guys should jump in those cars and run top 5. It ain't that easy. Unfortunately, Larson's second attempt at the double was not as successful as his first, and while he made it to both races, Earnhardt Jr. has eclipsed him in his quest to complete the feat. The NASCAR Hall of Famer would prefer that he focus on winning the Coca-Cola 600, which is still considered one of the Cup Series pinnacles. I don't want him to do it again, Earnhardt Jr. delineated. To me, he hasn't done the double. He's not going to be satisfied until he can get to the finish line with great results in both races. I'm sure that he feels like he didn't even get close to accomplishing it. You know, he fell far short. So there's probably something in there. His competitiveness is probably saying, I'm not satisfied. I'm going to do it again. But the pure logistics of it? The month is a pain in the ass between Indy and NASCAR. He's still racing in other Cup races during that first part of the month. He's still got his real job to do. He has to answer the questions. Which race is more important? What matters more? What happens if this? What happens if that happens? It's like, man, it's just not worth it. Still, if Larson believes a third time's the charm, Earnhardt Jr. will sign up to watch him try. The novelty may have worn off in the last 2 years, but the Prime Video specialist believes Larson is better suited to focus on Charlotte rather than the double. The cool factor of the double is still there for me. I still think it's a cool thing that if you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. But he, in my mind, from a fan standpoint, I won't be that excited about an announcement for him to do it again, Earnhardt Jr. proclaimed. I'll be more like, come on man, let's go win the 600. I felt like the dude got there and was smoked. He was absolutely flying in that car. And I think if he's not at Indy, he busted his ass at the top of 3 and 4 on the bumps. If he's not at Indy, I think he's more plugged in, tuned in, more sharp and self-aware of all of the things he needs to be careful of and avoid to be able to win a 600-mile race at Charlotte. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a lot of respect for what Kyle Larson did throughout the weekend. The Hendrick Motorsports star's decision for 2026 remains to be seen, but he'll be hoping for a less tense Sunday afternoon when he returns to Indianapolis on Memorial Day weekend next year. But that's not all Dale Jr. has to say, as Legacy Motor Club is finally making progress in the NASCAR Cup Series. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has noticed and attributed much of the team's success this season to majority owner Jimmie Johnson. Last year, Legacy hired a number of people, including Brian Campy, the team's new technical director. Earnhardt did not expect the results to improve in 2025, as he mentioned on Tuesday's Dale Jr. download. I would say similar to Cowlig, Legacy Motor Club has made a massive gain, and I think that gain has happened during the season, not so much the off-season, Earnhardt said. Jimmie Johnson is now the majority owner of that team. We saw a ton of interesting hires over there the last 6 months. Jimmie is retooling that organization, and you don't know, some of those hires were retreads who had been in other organizations. They had success, but if they're not at these other organizations anymore, why would you want to put them here? But he's made it work, and it's really impressive because Jimmie is spread thin as a human. He's all over the place, but he's plugged in enough to understand to put the right people in the right places to succeed in every department going in the right direction, and it's starting to show up on the racetrack. It's fascinating. Incredible job. I would have bet against it. Jimmie Johnson's problems persist with the next-gen car. This past Sunday's Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway was a shining example of Legacy's expansion. John Hunter Nemechek started 6th and finished 27th, which put him in the top 10. Eric Jones finished in 13th place. Nemechek has 4 top 10 results in 13 starts, but Jones has improved recently. Johnson, on the other hand, has struggled during his first 10 starts with Legacy. The Coca-Cola 600 was the 7-time champion's 700th Cup start. He spun on lap 111 and finished 40th. Earnhardt indicated that the Hall of Famer's lack of consistent time in the next-gen car is impacting his racing skills. Jimmie had a great qualifying effort, struggled in the race. He finds himself in bad situations because he doesn't drive the car enough. He just doesn't, Earnhardt said. It's crazy to say that, but this next-gen car, the way the air works and how it goes under the car, drivers know going through the corner all right, I've got to do this and that to avoid the bad air situation I can find myself in on exit. They know that because they've done that enough and he's not. So, he'll find himself in some situations and he said it flat out. Yep, I put myself in a bad spot. Ended up busting his ass. Not that anybody else didn't bust their ass all night long. There were guys in bad shape and getting into the wall. With the dust still settling from Kyle Larson's recent double tragedy, one question remains. Is it time to move on? Dale Jr. seemed to believe this. But, given Larson's competitive mentality and the racing world's desire for spectacle, the debate will not go away easily. Meanwhile, Legacy Motor Club is steadily turning skeptics into believers. As the 2025 season progresses, all eyes are on not only who crosses the finish line first, but also who is courageous enough to continue pushing the boundaries of what is possible.